I'm Marie Keeney. Welcome to Educator Edition. This week I'm talking about when is the best time for an educator to buy a home. Automatically, many educators are going to think that it happens to be the summertime because you get 10 glorious weeks off to enjoy. You also get other breaks, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break. And if you're lucky, you work in a district that has a snow week. I can't even imagine, but how awesome for you. So you get anywhere between 14 and 15 weeks off during the calendar year, January to December, and that's amazing. If you are planning to buy a house during the summer, let's think of this scenario. School year ends in May or June. You meet with your realtor and you spend about 3 weeks going out there to look at homes. You find a house you love and you write an offer. You're planning on a 30-day escrow, maybe 45 or even 60 days is needed. What ends up happening is it pushes your move-in date closer to the beginning of the school year. I don't know about you, but when I was teaching in the classroom, the end of July, I always felt this dread and sadness about the summer ending and me having to go back to teach. Even though it was a job that I loved, I think it's natural and it happens to a lot of us. And so my answer to when people ask, when is the best time for me to buy a house? It has to be any time during the year. And that might sound like it's a little stressful, but honestly, it's not. I've done it 3 times. The very first house that I bought on my own, it was the first day of school. I had an appointment with my realtor right after the bell rang. And I went over there, found the house, and 30 days later, I closed escrow. And I moved in over the weekend. A few years later, my husband and I bought a brand new construction, and we were told it was going to close March 22nd, which would have been the beginning of my spring break. And it ended up closing March 29th, and by that point, my spring break was over. And I just made the move happen over the weekend and when I came home from school. And most recently, now that we have kids, our move a few years ago took place at the end of April, actually. And we got our keys and we didn't move in immediately. We had our carpets replaced, we had our house painted, and then by the time that the truck came with all of our belongings on it, they had been in storage, we took off the next 2 days from work so that we had the opportunity to unpack and get the house situated. And that's okay for you to take off a few days during the school year. Remember, that's what your personal time is there for. Sometimes we use it for mental health days, and that's okay too. Other times you use it because you need to make a move. And I'd much rather for you to enjoy your spring break, your Thanksgiving break, your entire summer, instead of stressing about having to make a move during such a small window of time. Here's really what it comes down to though. Having a conversation with a realtor and a lender partner that I work with so that we can understand what your dreams and your hopes are for this house and determine whether buying it the moment that you get the idea to make a move, buying it closer to that time period, or whether it makes sense for you to wait a little bit longer. But what we're going to find now is it's the end of February and the spring market is here. It's not even April. And we're starting to see an increase in homes hitting the market because spring is coming early. And so when we see that happen, we also naturally see home prices increase a little bit. And so if you are starting to think of buying a home now in February, have that conversation with me now because it may not be in your best interest to wait until May or June or July to make that move. Trust me, in working together, we can make a move during the school year possible, easy, and you'll love it. You will love being in your new home by the time summer comes. Think about it.